Hello guys, welcome back to the Full Stack Web Development series. So today we are starting recoding. So we are going to learn HTML completely in one video. Alright, HTML is not that big, it's not that hard. It's something we can cover up within a short period of time. So we're going to learn how HTML structure, semantic HTML, text, images and link, list and tables, form and input, then accessibility basic, then SEO friendly HTML, that is search engine optimization. Alright, after this video, you will understand HTML properly. So let's start with what is HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's not a programming language, it's a markup language used to structure a website. HTML gives structure like skeleton and human body. So without HTML, there's no web page. Alright, so now let's start with the basic structure of HTML. Okay, so the basic structure of HTML always start with doc type. Okay, doc type HTML. Then we move to our HTML root element. So then inside the HTML root element we have the head. Okay, so inside our head we get our title. The title is just like title of our page. So inside the title can just say my first website. Okay, so then we have under the head we have the body. Okay, body is usually h1. All right, so say hello world. So this is our HTML basics. So what this structure does is that the doc type HTML tells browser that this is HTML5. The HTML here is the root of the page. Then the head is information about the page. Is not visible to the page. So then the title inside the head is just like this one now is a name that is on the browser tab. That is the title of our page. So another one is the body. The body is what the user see. Everything about what the user see is inside the body. So very important. HTML works with opening and then closing tag. If you notice very well, you see we have the opening of the body and then we have the closing of it. So when it's open, it's called the opening tag. When it's closed, it's called the closing tag. So the closing tag always comes with a slash at the end. All right, so let's run this and see what the title looks like on the browser tab. Okay, we're going to run with let's open it with live server. All right, so if you look very well the body, this is what we got there. Hello world, and then the browser tab, which is the title of our page, said my first web page. All right, so let's move on to the semantics HTML. All right, so we're going to understand what semantics is. So semantic HTML meaningfully is just like instead of using only div, we use meaningful tags. These semantic HTMLs are, let me list them out. We have number one, we have the header. Okay. Number two, we have the lav. Okay. Number three, we have section. Okay. Third one, we have articles. we have the articles. Okay. Then we have also the footer. So instead of making use of only the page, we make use of the HTML semantics. So these are the HTML semantics that we have. So now, why semantic HTML is very important? It's important for better structure, for your code to be structured, your site to be structured. You make use of semantics for better SEO, search engine optimization, then better accessibility, and then cleaner code. So now let's give an example of this semantics HTML. All right, so let me, okay. So we're going to, inside our body, let's have our header. Okay. So inside the header, we're going to have h1. All right. So inside here, we're going to have another semantics called lav. All right. This one is lav. So inside our lav, we're going to have a href, that is a navigation bar, href with hash. Okay, cool. All right. So we also have a href, another href here for about. So the lav bar is basically what they use to create link for, like, you want to be navigating to different type of pages in your website. So make use of your navigation bar. All right. So here is about. All right. So then we have another one called the articles. We also had main. So main, let me include it here. We have main. Also part of the semantics. So we have another navigation, another semantics called main. Main is just like a wrap up that it can wrap all our pages. Other semantics can be inside it. So we have section. So it means that inside main you can get what section. So, and then we can also get articles. So let's look at how this work. All right. So now inside this our main section, we're going to have a h2, say first post. You see how it's work. Then a paragraph. Yes, articles. So we had a paragraph. So this our paragraph. Now we're going to be, this is my article. All right. So now this is complete semantics of an article. So we have another one called footer. Footer is basically always at the bottom of all websites. Okay, you see in all websites here is a copyright at 2026, copyright at 2025. So we have our footer to be at the bottom of all websites. So copyright, copyrights, then 2026. So that is, this is what semantics helps us to do in a website. So it helps to arrange our code section by section. Okay, so if we check this code now, let's check and see what we have in the browser. Okay. All right. So if you check very well now, you see how this our semantics, how our code is arranged, our site is arranged from the home, then from the nav bar to the um from the nav bar to the main section, which is first post, then the footer, and then so always make use of semantics to arrange your code. So always try to understand what all these things does. And if you don't understand what it does, always reach out to me. Then I'll explain more better. All right. So then the next thing we have is we have our text, images, and links. So let's talk about text. Text is just simple thing that we have been seeing and then be using it. So for you to create text, we make use of H1. We have 6 categories of heading. We have H1 to H6. Say this heading 1. We have H1 to H6. So let me duplicate. So this H2. Then we have H3. We have H3. So we have another one, H4 till H6. H5. Then we have H6. All right. So this is just headings in our. So another thing we have is paragraph. So paragraph is just a normal way use it to describe a text. Say this is a paragraph. All right. So we have another one called strong. We want to strong the text. We want to put the text. Put those. So strong. So this is just a text formatting tag. So strong is part of a text formatting tag. So it's a bold text. We also have italics. We have here emphasis. All right. So this is when you hear about text, we have text formatting tag, then we have paragraph, and then H1. Majorly, these are the things that we use in every day coding activity. So you have to know them. So another thing is images. How does images work on our site? So we use an image anchor tag. I said image img src. Yeah, we use our image source with an attribute. So we have not created any image folder yet. So let's go and create image folder inside our project. Let's create image folder inside this is our project folder. So inside here we're going to create new folder. So the new folder is going to be called images. So images. All right, so we've created an image folder. So we're going to move an image to that folder. So let's move one picture. All right, so let's move this picture to that folder. All right, so this is it. So nothing is inside. So we have moved one image. If you open VS Code now, you see that we have an image folder. So what we do now is to rename this image to the original. Then we'll make use of JPEG. JPG is just normal image that is being used in a site, while PNG is for logos. So we're going to name this one img.jpeg. All right, so now this is now Ray web image. So we want to upload this image. We are going to call the image folder. So once we call the image folder, which is, let's call the folder images. So once we call the images, the image will appear together with it. So then we have alternative. This alternative is just like another alternate name of the image. So all right, so say a man coding. All right, so you check very well. This is how you can upload image. So the src is an image location, then alternative description of the image. So this is what is describing what this image is in. So why alternative is important for blind, for blind users, for screen readers, and then for SEO. So it's very, very important as well. So the next thing we're going to talk about is link. So this is uh, so this is the image that we uploaded. See that the image is now in our site. So then let's talk about links. Okay, let's talk about links. So for you to create a link, we'll have an anchor tag called a href. So any link you are creating, let's say we want to create a link that will visit a Google. So we're going to create it this way. Say https internal link google.com. So what we're going to put now here is visit Google. All right, so this is an external link. So have another one internal link. So have this for the internal link. Say ahref all right, http https then google.com. All right, so we're going to target a blank. Then let's now visit in Google. All right, so this is how you can create an external link. All right, so if you check the outputs, so let's see what we have. Browse. So this is basically we have visit Google. They're all doing the same. See, that is what we just created now. All right, functioning or doing almost the same thing. All right. That is how you can create a link. So let's talk about lists and then list and tables. Okay. So we're going to talk about lists and table. Okay. So we have ordered lists. We have ordered lists. We have unordered lists. Then we have ordered list. So unordered list is UN, like you're creating a list of something in a website. So you want them to be unnumbered. You use when you want them to be numbered, you use and so we're going to use these two and then see what they do. So we're going to first of all let's start UN on ordered list. All right. So this is an unordered list. So we created an items like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So we're going to use li for our list. So now we're also going to create this is for HTML. So create another list here called CSS. Create another list here called JavaScript. So this one is JS. So this is on ordered list. So created this table, which is table border, then table container, then our table row, first row, which is going to contain the table header, name, age. We'll have another table row that contains then the data, which is under here. So if you check where this name has this and then this age, so it's just a very simple one. So in our next class, we're going to talk about form. All right. So this is what the table output looks like. Yes. So this is the table we created: name, age, John, 25. So that's how it works. So let's